So we were hot, live, semi-live, almost live. We're live recording anyway.
Don't know if we...
It won't be live when you hear it.
Don't know if we look or feel alive.
No. But we are here at the Lakeside Studio again, face to face, no Bluetooth. Going to give y'all a little quick update on what's been going on with us. Of course, everybody probably heard last week's podcast. We both did well, and each of us took a bird. Of course, somebody went to where you didn't hunt this past weekend. Opening weekend, true opening weekend.
No,
you had a couple of funerals to attend, so it just kind of messed things up. But I did.
You made it.
We'll get into the meat of all that. Matter of fact, if you want to, we'll do it right now and get it, kind of move it out of the way. Me and my brother went down to Dallas County, down to where I've got some private land I own down there, and we gave her a shot. And that Friday morning, we had one gobbling good, but he kept going away. He was over on private land. We couldn't get to him. Can't get on state land. Some more of that silly rules they've got. Won't open season for, I don't know, lack of a better word, what they call on our turkey page, common man. They make the common man wait. Private land hunters and stuff get to hunt a week early, which I don't agree with. Make it all the same or something. And my phone keeps buzzing, but you know what? That was my son calling, so I'll call him back. But anyway, Saturday we went back over and nothing, didn't hear anything. Went on a little scouting excursion. Spent most of the morning. Actually, we ran back to the camp, ate a late breakfast, probably 10 o'clock in the morning when we got there. Ate us one of them Jimmy Dean bowls, drank another cup of coffee. And I said, we're going to put a few miles on the truck, probably more on our feet. And we started riding and looking and riding and looking and riding and looking. And the last place we went, it was covered up in sign. I mean, there was tracks, there was strut marks. Had to be more than one gobbler. I can't believe it would be one could do all that. And it was about 12:30. We were just going to scout, and it was so good and looked so good. And a lot of it was fresh. Some of it had been done, after the rain, before this other rain this weekend come in, but some of it was fresh. So my brother wanted to hunt up there. I went off down the hill to another spot, gave him the option, told him it's either or. He wanted to stay where the sign was, which I don't blame him. I kind of wanted to do the same thing. But I've hunted down in that bottom before, and I knew that it'd be out of the wind, and it was bad windy Saturday afternoon. It was howling. So anyway, I went off down there, and it was still windy up in the top of the pines, but across the field. Well, I put a little video on of when after I shot the turkey. You can see the weeds blowing pretty good. But anyway, sat down there and I just set up. I mean, knew there I'd followed a set of gobbler tracks and hen tracks off down that hill. Didn't know if there was a day old that morning. I had no clue. I just knew it was pretty fresh. It was fresher than some of it. But I'm sitting there, and about every hour or so, I'll say not every hour or so, probably every half hour or so, I'd yelp a little bit. I'd yelp loud, quiet, try to purr, but it's so noisy with the wind and those pines that you're going to have to call loud. And I'm thinking the whole time I'm going to hear a shot on top of that hill because it was just looked so good up there. And I had my ghost blind set up, and God, I love it. I think I took a picture of it, and if I do, I'll post it and see if you can see it. It was well camouflaged. I think you can see the top back of my old Tom chair. Left my face mask. It's built into my hat, and I was wearing my other hat, wearing my Meeting 2 hat. And I was really kind of upset about it. And then I got to thinking about Shane Simpson. He don't wear no mask. He don't wear no makeup. I had my gloves. And because he said, you think about it, there's very little face showing. You're down on your gun most of the time. You're wearing a hat. And behind that ghost blind, I was sitting down pretty low anyway. And I had put some brush up against it, that kind of thing. So anyway, about 3 or a little after 3, I'd called a little bit. And just out of this thick area I would have never thought popped a hen. And she went straight to a dust bowl that was down there. And she went to dusting, and I thought, yeah, She probably come off her nest, going to come around, peck around. A lot of clover in this field. And she pecked around on the ground while she was dusting, and I didn't call or anything. I was just sitting there watching her, and out of the corner of my eye, right where I knew a gobbler would come out, because I've seen him do it before, here he come, full strut out of the woods. He had been following her, best I could tell. And he come out, he strutted, he was probably 55 yards away, and they paid me no attention. I didn't call, I didn't do it, didn't need to. I'd been calling. So he never gobbled. If he spit and drum, which I'm sure he was way over there and the wind howling, I couldn't hear it. I had my tetras in, and he come out of strut, and where she was dusting, there's kind of a little bank right there, and I don't think he could see her, but he knew she was over there. He probably could hear her. So then he came and walked out and kind of started going to the right. For him to walk out, though, he would get in gun range. And he got out there. He was 31 yards. If I stepped it right, I'm going to say 30. Well within our gun range. And he had turned, and if he had went to where the hen was, he'd got back out of gun range, because he kind of went up a hill. I could have probably still shot him. But anyway, he went back to strutting, and finally he come out of strut, and I said, that's all you need. That's all the time you get. And I shot, and he just, like the other one, he just went over. He never moved. He didn't flop. This one didn't even quiver. I mean, he was just stone cold dead. The hen didn't even know what happened. She just stood up and kind of, you could see her periscoping around like, what the hell was that? And a few minutes, I just sat there. My brother texted me, and he said, that sounds like a dead turkey. And I said, it sure does. He said, I chose poorly. I said, you did. Because I honestly was really hoping one would come out on him, because I told him, I said, you want me to just sit here? He said, man, it's hot. He takes me back. We're going to need to take care of that bird. I said, well, I got a hen still in the field down here. She was no hurry. And I said, I can wait it out. And it was in the mid-80s.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She finally got up she had went back to dusting and got up, and she started pecking her way down there. And she turned and saw him laying there. I don't know if she knew it was a dead turkey or not. And then she just turned and started feeding across the field and got about 20 yards from me. And I went ahead and wiggled my head a little bit. That's all it took. Well, she's gone then. She saw that movement. And then I got up and checked the bird. He was really, really good sized bird. Weighed a little over 19 pounds, and 1.8 inch spur and 1 inch spur, and long beard. But and I was going to tell you this, and I'll tell everybody, I still think that gun is shooting just a tad low. And I think I said that when we were shooting it, that at a distance, I was going to put it on the head instead of the neck. I did not. I did get a couple of TSS in one of the breast. He may have been more quartered to me than I thought. I thought he was, I thought he was turned right. But there was enough got him in the head. I mean, he was instantly dead. But I did get a little in the breast, which concerned me because it wasn't but 30 yards. So I think anything over, 20, 25 yards, I'm just going to put the dot on the head instead of down on the neck and see how that works out for me. God dog it. Third podcast, third drop of the phone. It vibrated out of my lap that time. I'm just going to leave it sit. I'm going to leave it sitting on the floor. So anyway, I stayed down there for about another, 45 minutes. He texted me. He said, come on up. And I'd already got all my stuff gathered up. I'd went under a shade tree. I was just going to sit over there, me and the bird, let the cool breeze, because it was, at least it was a breeze. And anyway, he said, come on up. We need to get that bird out of here. He said, if there's any turkeys here, they'll be here tomorrow. And then, of course, we thought, we saw that radar that night, and he said, man, it's going to be storming in the morning. I said, that's way over in Louisiana, And nah, I felt a couple little sprinkles one time, and then it cleared. I say cleared. Actually, sun come out a couple of times Sunday morning. Didn't hear a gobble. Didn't hear a hen. Well, I take that back. I had a hen answer me a couple hours into the hunt, and he said he heard a hen. He thought he heard one off down in the hollers that we were both where I thought the turkeys might be, and my hen that I heard was behind me. She was over in a cutover, but nothing appeared. I got up I couldn't stand it. I wanted to go down in that bottom, check it out. I eased off down in there, and then it was scratched up. I mean, looked like somebody took a yard rake and just hit all over the place. So I know they've been in there, but who knows where they went. There's not much places they can go. There ain't a whole lot of trees because they've clear cut around this area so much. And then the short pines where we was kind of hunting at, plus, what they didn't cut when they cut timber. So we don't know. I put a camera out, but I got one scrawny deer on there all week long walking through the green field. But a green field, the upper and the lower both full of clover. I mean, it'll be nice up until it gets hot weather. But that was about our hunt. We hunted Sunday till it was 12 o'clock. And I texted him. I said, look, we got to put this camera out, and we still got to go back, pack up, and clean up. And I said, it'll be 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock before we get home. So, and we hadn't eaten nothing all day. Well, come to find out, I was starving. That's how a brother would do you. So we're riding back. And I said, where you want to eat lunch? I said, we can go one way and we'll go by Jack's. And there's a little old restaurant we can stop at. I said, we can go the other way, back through Jemison. I said, there's a McDonald's, there's a Burger King, there's a Jack's, there's all kinds of places. I just ain't really hungry. I said, how can you not be hungry? I said, all we had was an oatmeal cream pie. Of course, you got to have them.
That was the killer there.
So he said, well, I had a few snacks in my bag. I said, what do you mean you had some snacks in there? He said, well, I had that big Ziploc baggie full of mixed nuts. And he said, I had a couple packs of peanut butter crackers. I said, you didn't offer me nothing. Well, you said you didn't eat while you hunted. I said, well, not when. I said, if I'm going to hunt half a day, I'm going to carry me something. I ate that oatmeal cream pie about 9 o'clock. That was it. I hadn't eaten anything since the night before. But yeah, he wasn't a bit hungry. He really didn't want to eat when we stopped. And it was 2 o'clock when we finally got out of there and over toward Jemison. I said, well, I'm going to McDonald's, get me a quarter pounder. So that was my weekend. So 2 down, 2 more I can get if I get the opportunity. I don't know if I'll get the opportunity. It's already been a good season. If I don't see another one, I hate if I did, I mean, we're about to be on the road. So that's one reason, I'm trying to work all I can work during the week right now, although I need to be at my uncle's farm, and I feel pretty good about that one up there, but he's not. I'm glad I put that second camera out because he ain't coming around the spot where I always see him at. He's back over there by that cemetery. Him and 3 or 4 hens.
So back to hunting the cemetery.
I guess I'm back to the cemetery, but there ain't much cover. But I'm gonna have to get against a tree and put the ghost blind up. I guess
you can ghost blind it.
Yeah, especially if it's hot. I'm not putting that deception blind up. I know the people out there don't like blinds, but if you set up behind a ground blind, you blind hunting. So I don't want to hear it. I love that little deception blind. They saved our life in Oklahoma.
Saved a cracked skull anyway.
That's the crack. Yeah. Well, mine held up. Yours broke, but you were against the 85 mile an hour winds.
I was a front line.
You kind of held it off of me. So, but yeah, I packed up everything except my call bag. It's still in my camper. I didn't even realize it till I got home and I was unloading my guns, and I said, I'm going to switch a call out. Oh no. I went back out there, rummaged around the truck. Oh no. See, I never get it out. I leave it in the truck. And my brother had got it out. I remember getting it out, and I set it kind of under the foot of the bed, and you could see it, but I didn't think nothing about it when I was loading up to come home. So anyway, I'll probably make a trip back down there just because I've got to get that bag. I don't know if I'll probably go down Friday, maybe Thursday night. I'm going to watch the weather. It's supposed to get bad, again, Sunday?
I think so. So
my brother, I don't think he's going. He's talking about hunting another spot. My dad's land is across that creek. He's got to get across that trestle, though. And I don't know where you're going yet. You don't know where you're going yet. And I mean, like I said, you're welcome to come down there. Well, of course, we can always go hit the property. I ain't got a picture. I've got 3 cameras out on that 40. and 2 on the hunting club, and zilch on pictures.
I'm behind on that. I don't have any cameras out this year, but I was out of town, so I didn't get to do a whole lot of scouting.
Well, it's a sad situation. I mean, I say that. What did we do before cameras? You went.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, just
I didn't have where we killed that turkey, and I say we, since we were together, me and him were together. No cameras. There'd been no early season scout. Never been over there. I hadn't been out that road in 2 years. Had not been out there. And I just felt like with all that cutting going on, that road, there's a holler there that, hell, that's the only place they could, unless they went way back, if they went the other way, back in the swamp somewhere.
That's probably where a lot of your birds is went.
And they may be, and that may be somewhere I have to get over there and go to looking. And I may do that. My deal was, when I'm by myself, I can jump on that 4-wheeler and I can cover some ground. When you're in that Samurai, it's a little bit slower. And you ain't going to take a good truck in there. And especially if it's been wet and muddy, and I ain't taking mine in there. It would go, but it's already getting the miles put on it. So but you can jump in the old Sammy and she'll go about anywhere. The only risk is you by yourself. If you break down or get stuck, let me tell you,
you're just there.
From that swamp, 7-8 miles back to the camp. So I've walked some of it a couple of times when my Samurai's never let me down, but my dang 4-wheeler did till I figured out the manufacturer's engineering defect on it, and I got that straightened out. It's never a good problem since. I say that to say I'd call you and go, you ain't gonna believe this. I'm 8 miles. I'm 8 miles from the camp. That's as the crow flies. I'm gonna have to walk roads because I ain't cutting them hollers and hills, especially in 15, 20-foot tall pine trees, because you ain't walking through that.
You get to find out if your permethrins holding up or not. If you went through that, you'd be covered.
I felt pretty good about it because I could still smell it. Boy, I had it on. My clothes were soaked. Like I said, I did 5 or 6 outfits, and I used 60 ounces that I mixed up in spray bottles.
You went
They were dripping.
Yeah.
I mean, I mixed it up the right ratio.
But the thing is that those clothes are kind of waterproof anyway, so a lot of it does run off when you're spraying it. I mean,
not if you lay it down like I did in the back of the truck.
I've got 2 or 3 shirts, though. Now they'll soak it up.
Oh, my pants is what, like you said, even those shirts, I lay them in the bed of my truck where they can't run off. It's either got to dry up on them. I guess it could run off the edges, but not a tick or a chigger this weekend. Knock on some wood. Mark got bit by something. He thinks it was a spider. His clothes were all treated, but he didn't treat his socks. Don't forget to treat your socks. Treat your socks.
Inside the boots.
Treat your gloves. I treat all the way around. I just spray down in the boot.
Me too.
He was wearing kind of short socks and like hiking boots. And I don't know. I guess something got up on that boot and got to his leg. It looked like a tick bite to me, but he thinks it's a spider bite. So I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. A few mosquitoes this weekend, but it wasn't that bad. Of course, it was so windy.
Yeah. I've got the Thermacell ready, but I haven't put it in my vest yet.
Well, I had it. I'm going to get my phone. I had a whole Ziploc baggie full of extra cartridges, butane cartridges, and mats, but I can't find them. They're not in my box. Well, my box is in the truck now. It would be over here, but so I'm going to have to go buy some extra pads and stuff. I've got 1 pad and 1 butane thing. I figured if it got bad on me, at least I had that. I've carried it with me, and I've got it with me. I was going to tell you about this guy I met. He's a Mossy Oak pro staff manager. Where is it at? Let me go to my messages. And super guy. When did I talk to him? His name is Jason Powell. He films hunts. He's your age. He's a disabled vet. He said he got some brain damage from I guess when he got wounded over there. But he owns a call company. I don't know if he even put let's see. Then we messaged back and forth for a long time. Super cool guy. I was trying to get the name of his call company. Y'all, you can look him up anybody can look him up on Facebook. If you're on the Alabama Turkey Hunters page, he posts. And not knowing, and I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's, the damn president of the NWTF. I've got a set of rules, or we do. We both on there. A lot of the members would just as soon say no advertising, but I don't mind. Everybody wants to sell a call or maybe got a good hunt. But I allow one ad per company, per person. Well, if there's 3 people, it's still only one ad for that company per month. And I think some of these guys just join and don't really read the rules, just agree to them. Well, I'd got on there and I'd send him a message, hey, this is my second time telling you this. There won't be a third one. I said, one ad a month. And, then he messaged me and he said, man, what page is this? Because it comes from my messenger. Right. I said, Alabama Turkey Hunters. Oh, I'm sorry. He said, I posted so many. And anyway, he was telling me about what he did. We just got to talk, and he works for Scent Lock and Blocker. And he said he handled that relationship with Mossy Oak. He said, I'm on the staff as well, but it's a bit different. But he films hunts. He's really, really a super guy. I was actually glad to meet him. I told him we'd get him on the podcast. Yeah. And he said anytime. He'd love to talk about his call company, Mossy Oak, Blocker, all that kind of stuff. I like Blocker stuff.
That's all I've wore the last couple of years, really. I mean, I've got it no Tom, but I've got several Blocker outfits now.
Let's see. I was trying to see if he mentioned that. He said right now our Finish Your Turkey Series stuff. Oh, that's the Blocker line. I thought he might be talking about his calls. He hand makes his calls, so they're small. But he asked me if I was any good with the camera. I said I don't care to carry a camera. But he said he was a cameraman for Mossy Oak for 2 years, but went back to the Army. That's when he got hurt bad in Afghanistan. Anyway, I told him, I said, you and my hunting buddy would probably have a lot in common. Both of you Army, both been in Afghanistan, both disabled. He sounded like he's got a little more of a wound disabled, but well, there it is. And I'm sure he don't mind. Maybe he said he's shot 3 times and blown up 15 times from IEDs, broke 50 bones. That's serious. Super nice guy though. Super nice. He is traveling, and we're getting ready for that. He told me where he was going. He's traveling a lot more than we are. He's going Tennessee, South Carolina, Indiana, Michigan, New York, and Ohio, and he lives in Pennsylvania. So he may be a good contact for a Pennsylvania hunt. Yeah,
I'm sure he can lead us in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, especially if we hunt public or something like that. But yeah, it's just amazing who you meet. Yeah. And, I have messaged people that same thing, and they take it like I'm being a butthole. And it's like I told him, I said, dude, you just don't realize how many times a day I have to message people and delete just ad after ad after ad after ad. And so, but if, anybody in Alabama, if you're not on the Alabama Turkey Hunters page, we invite you to come over. You'll automatically be admitted if me and Dustin hadn't looked at our membership waiting. After about an hour, it'll automatically, as long as you've agreed to the rules, it'll go ahead and make you a member. If you haven't agreed to the rules, if you just try to join and move on, after an hour, it'll delete you. It's amazing how automated things are. Now, I have an issue with Facebook on this. I got a notice today that they had removed a post, but they won't let me see the post. They tell me who it is, but they won't let me see the post. Well, if they're trying to sell a gun or it's something pornographic or breaking a major rule, all I got to do is know. I would get rid of them. I don't get rid of them because they won't show me the post, because for all I know, it could be a post where somebody was trying to sell a choke. Because sometimes if you use the word gun, I have a choke that'll fit a, Benelli 20 gauge shotgun. It flags it. It's gone. It's just like the silly TikTok. I was going to post a picture of me holding the bird, talking about the hunt, and I didn't even get it posted, and they took it down. But right beside that video is me sitting in the graveyard with a bird. Is that not stupid?
It's weird.
I mean, don't make sense. So I hope whoever purchases TikTok gets rid of that crap, because I always complain that it's posted on, at least 3 other platforms, which would be Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Generally, I post on all 3 of those, and I don't get any issues. Why can't they just cover it up like Facebook does? And, if you want to see it, hit the button, but don't penalize you.
But you also see videos where they slow the shot down and it hits the turkey in the head. I watched one today.
I know, but it can be caught and flagged.
Yeah.
So these social media sites, I don't understand it. You can have a grown man dressed up like a woman holding his private parts and swinging it around at you on camera, and they won't take that down. But you shoot a turkey or a duck. Now you catch all the fish you want. That's amazing to me. I think a poor old fish being hooked in the mouth and drug up out of the water and suffocating while you're holding him up to the camera is a whole lot more traumatizing to that fish
than the next picture he's going in the oil.
Yeah. But a dead turkey that died pretty much instantly, that never knew what hit him, we can't show that.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess that's my rant on social media. Oh, and here's another one while we're just kind of doing this little update podcast. I read this morning on 1819 News. It's a web-based news thing, that Chris Blankenship, with all his wisdom and running the Alabama Conservation DNR, whatever, they looked at just doing a sale, but they're going to lease with the possibility of purchase 5 Rivers Natural Resource Center in Baldwin County. Now, I've never been there, but it's a beautiful place. Now, there's thousands of acres around it, but it'll come with 70 acres. And this private equity firm wants it. And it hit me wrong. I don't know how you feel about this, but that's our land. That's not Chris Blankenship's, and it's not the DNR's land. That's the taxpayers of Alabama's land. And I don't think any of them should have the right to sell off our land without it going to referendum and giving us a chance to vote on it.
Yeah,
we gave them money to buy Forever Wildlands. We've renewed all that. And I know they don't come and we vote on buying a tract of land, but something that's worth multi-millions of dollars. This is just, in my opinion, greed. This private equity firm has at least, and I'm hearing this is happening all over the country. I was listening to the thing on Meat Eater today, and it's happening I want to say in Montana. They're trying to sell off some of the stuff. Well, that ain't theirs to sell. If it was a 40-acre tract sitting in the middle of a subdivision, that might be different. But we're talking about a natural resource center, and you can go. They got boardwalks, walkways. This bunch that's wanting to buy it, they see money.
Oh, yeah.
They see how they can make money. Right now, it's free to us. We can go down there. It'll cost us nothing. But I just think, don't be selling our land. I went ahead. I emailed him. I emailed our state representative for our district. I think we're in District 4 here. So I encourage everybody. If you don't want them selling our public land, I want somebody to draw up legislation that can't happen. It can't be sold without a referendum to the people of Alabama. Listen, there's stupid things on our ballots now. I don't care about what Bohunk in Choctaw County does in their city, but I have to vote on it, which generally I'll leave blank or something anyway. It don't pertain to me, but this does pertain to me, because what's going to stop them from just anything the state of Alabama owns, any of the properties? Hell, one of these days, Forever Wild, they might decide they want to sell a tract of it off, and they shouldn't have that authority. And just my personal opinion, and I hear he's a great guy, but I think they need term limits put on these non-elected bureaucrats. He's been there a long time. I've heard good things. I've heard bad things. I've never met him personally. I don't know him, but I'd like to see some rotation in there. And I want to see a law drawn up and Montgomery do something. They legalized corn Commissioner Blankenship didn't. He's 100% against it. It took the legislature to do it. So, but anyway, that was my little rant on that. I popped that on. I should have put it on our turkey page. I put it on North Alabama because it's up here, and it was the same representative that everybody has the same one. You have the same one. And sad to say, I had to look the man up. I didn't know who he was. So, but he got an email today, and so did Mr. Blankenship. I ain't heard back from neither. I'm not going to hold my breath. But I did get an email back from the Minister of Tourism, or what is that up there? Who are we talking to?
Oh, from Ontario?
Yeah. Hold on a minute. I'll pull up that email. I know it's right here. Oh, let's see. That would be coming into that email. There it is. It was from the information officer of the Natural Resources, the Ministry of Natural Resources, Ontario. About the time you were sending me an email that they accepted your hunter's education, I get an email that says, please resend your accreditation and include the statement, I certify this is a true copy, which I had read, but I just forgot to put that in there. So I did that. So I'm assuming maybe tomorrow I'll get the approval, and then I can go ahead and buy my hunting license.
We're one step
We'll be
closer.
done. I mean, I'm just glad I kind of researched that a little bit more.
We still got to go to customs in Huntsville.
Yeah, we got to do that, and we'll do that maybe next Monday, because I'll have talked to William at Some Toy, and because he told me give him a week and call him back. And I even told him, I said, look, I don't care. It really don't matter. I'm not pushing you. I'm liking the barrel that's on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like it. I may not change it. If I change barrels, then I've got to go shoot again.
It may be the setup for next year.
It may be.
But I do think we the day we got done shooting, your shoulders wore out, and we were talking about, a little bit higher. I'm just wondering, though, if maybe we should, before we hit the road, if we should adjust up a little bit, and shoot again.
Well, maybe we should get up there one evening. We got plenty of time after work before it gets dark. Anyway, we can set it up again and shoot it. It don't take 5 minutes to get everything set up anyway.
No.
Yeah, I'd hate to get up there and miss.
Well, I mean, it's just not. You've shot 2 with it now, and they both needed to come up just a little bit.
They did come up a little bit.
And if they come up just a little bit, that'll be a real terror there.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into that. We'll make sure because we'll be leaving out the 13th for Tennessee, so we'll try to get it done before then.
Yeah, that's our first. Rebecca asked me either yesterday, maybe tonight, when y'all head out. And I said, oh, that's in April. It was today, because I said, oh, that's in April. She said, it is April.
Right.
Oh, actually about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If you want to get down to it, a little less than 2 weeks, but 13 days.
It's going to get real serious. 13th, 24th.
Yeah, that's going to be.
It's going to come quick.
That's why I've got to get some things done at work. I can't just, I thought about just not going in the morning, go in late, but I'll shoot that turkey and then it'll be real late. I'd rather go over there in the afternoon, go into work and get all my stuff done and, head out from there, head from work about 12ish and go hunt the afternoons.
Because you get there early anyway, so you could wrap up some emails before the office even really gets open.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I've got all this new pricing. If people just knew the politics involved with heating and air conditioning, that's what I've just got to where I hate it. But we're doing that refrigerant transition. Mm-hmm. Just got my new price increases that we always get, and it's up there nearly 20% more my cost than it was last year. Then Thursday, I get an email from my distributor, and this ain't them, and it's like April 1st. If nothing changes, April 1st. Add 10% to all your prices for Trump's tariffs. Tariffs will go into effect because half the crap on those units are made in China. That's just not the units I put in. That's everybody's. They're made somewhere else. They may some of them be assembled here, but they ain't none of them made here. We might press cabinets and make some coils, but if it's electronics, it's got a chip in it. It wasn't made here, not in the United States. Same with the cars.
Kind of like COVID when you couldn't get a loaded vehicle.
But here's the whole deal. We've had since COVID to take care of this issue.
Yep.
And I don't blame I don't blame any of these companies that did it. They were kind of forced into it and incentivized to go to places like China. And they shut down all of our plants. And now, and I agree 100% with Trump. We need these tariffs. People that are crying about the tariffs don't understand. We're going to have a little pain in the beginning. This is a pain for me. But all we got to do is everybody drop your tariffs. Or if it's even for even, then drop your tariffs. You know what I mean? Why would you tariff somebody if you're going to be tariffed the same amount? That's just tit for tat.
That makes sense.
Makes no sense. And all of these politicians up to President Trump have allowed us to get the shaft. And now they're so used to our money, they don't want to give it up. That includes Canada. You know, we're in a big deficit with them. And I understand they're blowing some of this stuff, the dairy stuff, you know, all these 300% on butter or whatever. Listen, Canada's got enough cows. They don't need our butter, our milk. They may use some of it, you know. Then they was going to turn around and triple the power that they were feeding into whatever little upstate New York or wherever that was. I don't care what they do. I just want them to let me across that border.
Yeah.
Listen.
About the middle of May.
I'm going to hunt me a Canadian shirt with the maple leaf on it. And when we pull up to that border, I'm going to have that shirt on. And I'm going to say, hey, he's going to say, where are you from? I'm going to say, Alabama, eh? Go ahead and get used to that because you're going to hear a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. So
that's a good one, eh? Well, they don't say good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. So I'm so afraid they're going to give us a hard time. That's the only, and listen, if they don't let us in, they don't let us in. We'll turn around and go to Michigan and hunt, you know?
I know a place.
Or we'll hunt. Where was that? Ohio? Where was that at? We was looking at coming back through that top corner. But the southern season will still be in. I'd rather go back to Michigan because you know a place. So, I mean, it ain't like, I just hate we've done all this and we really don't have a ton of money in it because even you got to get that natural, what is it? Wildlife card?
Outdoorsman
card to do anything outdoors, hunt, fish, trap. I don't know. Bird watch. I don't know. They make you buy that card. And I'm not against that. I'm not so sure we don't need something like that in the United States. If you use a management area or a national forest or whatever, you know, these hikers and bird watchers and bicyclers, they don't buy nothing.
Nope. And they'll mess you up hunting every time.
They just riding around. They ain't even got orange on. They hiking around in the woods. I'm hog hunting in Bankhead, and I got these two yuppies that probably was holding hands down by that giant poplar, males, I'll say, too. And they just come walking up. I'm talking about out of nowhere.
They might have been over, you might have been over near Sipsey Wilderness area over there.
I was out in that area. I mean, we was over that way. But they were everywhere, and I'm going, we even talked to the guys, so you don't know there's a hunt going on? No. But they don't pay for any of that. We pay for that. Hunters pay for that. We buy the permits, we buy the hunting license, we buy the guns and ammo that they get the Pittman Roberts money off of. It's just, I don't know. I kind of like that idea. We should have we can't have a national because we're not set up that way. But maybe Alabama should look at having
I've heard other people talk about this before.
No, I feel strongly about it. I don't like bicycles on the road. I don't care if they're on the road, but they should have to carry the same insurance, have a tag, and maybe take a test because I haven't seen one yet that'll stop at a red light. They'll just hit the crosswalk downtown. I can't hit a crosswalk in my car and go through the red light, but they will. They don't obey the traffic laws. And if they run over my car because they've ran a red light, they don't have no insurance.
True.
Why shouldn't they have to have at least liability insurance? Something. Come on, State Farm. I'm giving y'all an in on some big time money. There's as many bicyclers out there as there is in these scooters. You should have to have insurance to ride them electric scooters around. Them people are crazy on them things. But, you know, that's the yuppie way. So I don't know. But yeah, it's getting real. It's getting real. The 13th, we'll be on our way. And I got to look at where he told me he hid that key once we get in.
I remember where you told me.
Yeah. Under something. You remember the code?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got it saved? Did you screenshot it?
It's in my notes.
Oh.
Along with the address.
Ain't it 9387 or some kind of weirdness?
Jeez, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know, but you got it.
It's in my notes.
So anyway, that'll be a fabulous hunt.
Yes.
I think. Hopefully it will be.
We have at least four areas we know we can try right off the kickoff. Maybe 5. Mm-hmm. So,
and I'd love us to be able to hunt together the whole time, but we may have to split it up. That's such a big place for us.
I think we're taking Ruby with us.
Ruby, yo, Ruby,
the side by side.
Oh, are we? Okay.
That way, if we do split up,
that is a good idea.
I think we will.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
Very good idea.
So
I don't have one. I could carry the electric one, but I don't. As much as we run the roads, there ain't no power out there, and them batteries go dead. If I had fresh new batteries in it, it'd be different. But ain't no telling how much it costs to change them batteries out.
Oh, you spend $3,000.
It's just a bunch of 12-volt batteries in there. $3,000. 1, 2, 3. What is there? 8, 12 of them? It's 48 volts.
I've never opened that unit.
48 volts. They're originals. So
that would be a quiet way to get around it there.
Ooh, it would, wouldn't it?
It would.
May have to look into that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's set up right. We could get everything we wanted in it and go. So, yeah, it pulls pretty good. Carried all the way to Central Florida.
We only got to go like 2 hours.
I know. So, Tennessee's first on our hit list, then Indiana, then Illinois, then Ontario. If we're not in a war with Canada by then, if we hadn't invaded.
And if it was to bang, bang quick in Canada, maybe a quick stop in Michigan.
Maybe so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Be a good place to kind of stop, stretch.
Be a great place to spend the night.
Or 2.
Yeah.
Just kind of catch up.
Just catch your breath.
Considering they sent us some videos and whole roads full of turkeys.
I thought season went out like the 20th there. And we're going to be in Canada on the 20th. So I was thinking it went to June, but apparently not.
I thought some places did go to June because we were talking about going to Michigan after we got done hunting Tennessee last year.
I know. I don't know.
We'll check into it.
We'll check into it.
We got a month or so.
Well, you think everybody's went to sleep out there?
Yeah, probably.
Hey, wake up.
We got a cricket button on this thing.
I don't know. I think we do. I don't know which one it is, though. But yeah, sorry to bore you, but we thought we'd stop in here. Like I said, we don't know how, when, or where we're going to be doing these podcasts. We're not recording on our normal night. So just want to give you a little something to listen to. So, I don't know. You got my turkey story this weekend. So.
We're gonna have a good podcast when we come from Illinois.
Yeah, I think we will.
We're gonna record one there for sure.
Alcohol may be involved. I don't know.
Might be some kicking chicken.
Yeah. Well, all right. Congratulations to everybody. I've been looking at pictures, liking them on our well, I'm on a ton of different turkey pages.
Too.
And I've made a lot of new friends. I don't know where all these people have come out of the woodwork, but I bet you I've added another 200 people to my friends list, and they're all turkey hunters.
Yep.
I thought at one time it could be the Mossy Oak thing, but you know what? A lot of these ain't got nothing to do with Mossy Oak. I go into their profiles.
I tell you, one mutual friend I have with a ton of them, Christopher King.
Yeah.
When I look on the mutuals, he's the first one on there. I'm like, wow. So I don't know how big his following is, but it's big.
We've got to get him back on there. Christopher, if you hear this, call us. Maybe we can get you on. He's already had success. Love to get that story.
Yeah, and I think he's hunting with Sleazy right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, down at KT?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they'll invite us down there to hunt. Carry some folks home.
As long as they don't ask me to video, we'll be in good shape.
I'm not going to video.
Because I'm no bueno.
But don't, but when KT tells you to hunt here, don't move the blind to the other side of the field. I'm not calling nobody's name out, Nick, but, should just stay where the master tells you to stay. So, anyway, all right. Well, if you got nothing else,
Nope.
Anything else? No. Zone 2 opened April 1st, which is today. And I think the last zone will open up in another week, on the 8th. So good luck to everybody. I hope everybody's got to hunt that wanted to hunt and maybe travel around. If you hadn't, I know you're chomping at the bits because if we could hunt some of that zone 3, we'd already be hunting it right now too. But other than that, I'm ready to call her.
Yep.
All right. You got a bag? You want to bag anybody? You thought of anything? No?
Not this week.
Not this week? Could use an ammo company. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not calling no ammo companies out. One of you already know. Actually, 2 of you probably. But there's so many of you out there, and we'd like to support a homegrown, well, not no mega ammo company. So anyway, all right. That's what I tell you. Take care of your trees because that's where the turkeys sleep.